Nowadays, I'm a console gamer, but it's no secret that back in the 90s, I loved nothing more than taking control of my mouse and keyboard to dissect enemies in an array of banging titles. Sit back as I count down my top 10 PC games from the 90s that I loved playing as a kid. In at 10, Manx TT. Released in 1997, Manx TT was an absolute belter. When it came to arcade races, Sega knew where it was at. Zipping around the Isle of Man on a banging superbike, the graphics, the vibrancy of the colours, it was all there, in spades. In at 9, Commandos. Released in 98 and 99 respectively, the first two Commandos games set the standard when it came to real-time tactics. Notoriously difficult games, Commando sees you take a team of absolute killers behind enemy lines to carry out assassinations, rescues, and everything in between. If you've played this, you can't forget the voice acting.
Alarm! Alarm!
Okay.
And the feeling of sheer panic that followed.
That's easy. Just leave it to me.
In at 8, Day of the Tentacle. Released in 93, Day of the Tentacle is a cult classic in the point-and-click genre. A much-loved game from LucasArts that's been remastered in recent years. Dot's got bags of character and is a must for fans of the genre. It's also a follow-up to Maniac Mansion, which is a mildly terrifying game that you can actually play within Dots. In at 7, Full Throttle. The second point-and-click game on this list, and the second from LucasArts. Released in 95, Full Throttle is a masterclass from start to finish. For me, what makes these games brilliant is the sense of drama and tension. Full Throttle had it in spades. With a brilliant turn from Mark Hamill as the villain.
Excellent idea.
And unique combat sections. Be sure not to miss this timeless classic. In at 6, Speedway Attack. Released in 97, Speedway Attack is, you guessed it, a speedboat racing combat game. I probably bought this on the cover art alone, as was standard back in the day, but it didn't disappoint. I had hours of fun on this PC exclusive killer game. In at 5, Broken Sword. Released in 96, Broken Sword is the third and final point-and-click game on this list. It's always between this and Full Throttle for me, but what can I really say about Broken Sword? The moment where you come across the thugs at the hotel is worth the entrance fee alone.
Round here, we are the authority.
This game has beautiful artwork, an immersive story, and amazing music. It's fantastic from top to bottom, not one to be missed. In at 4, Doom. Released in 93, Doom is id's masterpiece. You play as Doom Guy, a helmet-wearing ass-kicker with advanced weapon skills, who's willing to take on Hell's Elite in a bid to save the planet. Id's love letter to Hell is obviously a landmark in the evolution of the FPS genre, but it's also a game that's still a hell of a lot of fun to play today, and has also successfully reinvented itself with the 2016 game Doom. With ports on every system going, when it comes to a playthrough, there's simply no excuse. In at 3, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Released in 99, if you weren't playing this game back then what the hell were you doing? Who doesn't love a sim game? And Roller Coaster Tycoon is one of the very best. Frantically doing everything within your power to stop people complaining and puking. If nothing else, you could just open an unfinished coaster and watch hell unfold. It was cruel, but it was worth it. In at 2, Storybook Waiver. Released in 94, anyone who played this game will know how brilliant it was. I actually think this may have spawned my interest in storytelling and movie making. What made it so good was you could truly create anything you wanted, adding backgrounds, characters, objects, and sounds. Letting that young mind run wild. My god, it was fun. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. My number 1 PC game from the 90s. In at 1, Carmageddon. I absolutely loved this game back in the day. Who doesn't want to drive around, running people over, and trying to destroy other people's cars with yours? Released in '97, it was mindless fun with awesome characters, lots of blood, and was just a clinic in car combat. It's always the sound effects that I remember from these games, and Carmageddon is no different. A classic from bumper to bumper. So that's it, my top 10 PC games from the 90s. I'm a big fan of games from the 90s, and PC games were some of the best, so I'd love to hear what your favorites are. Bang them down in the comments, peeps. Until next time, stay good and stay humble.